This video will walk you through the two different reports that are available in Classwize. And just one note, if you are in a class and you notice you need more time, you can click on that edit and just adjust the time that you will end, and that will automatically, you'll see it says 12:30 right now. If I change that to 1, it adjusts to that time. So you can always add more time as needed. So the reports that are available are a screenshot history and a student journey. The screenshot history is similar to what we had in NetRef, but there are some limitations on that one, so I'll show you that one first, and then we'll look at the student journey. So with the screenshot history, a couple things to keep in mind. This is taking screenshots in a 10-second interval for students, but the caveat is they have to be in an active class for the screenshots to be taken. So for instance, if you have a student that is on their Chromebook, but the class that they're in, the teacher is not using Classwize at the moment, it's not taking screenshots. So this one's going to be a little bit limited. It will be most useful for your class because you'll know when the students are active, but that's one of the limitations. So this is how this works. You pick a student. You can drop this down and pick a date range. So let's just pick a week here and apply that. And then you say search. And that will pick up any activity that that student has had inside of a Classwize active class session throughout the week. And then if I expand that, you can see there's all the different times that screenshots were taken. Again, similar to NetRef, you've got this view option over here. And so if I wanted to look at that, I could go through and you can see all the colors they have here. If I go back to an earlier time, there's no colors there. We might even see some of the typing that happened. Yeah, nothing there. So again, similar to what we have in NetRef, you can download these screenshots. It's going to download them in a zip file, which basically means it downloads in a folder that you open up and you can pull those out if you want to. So that's the screenshot history. Again, a little bit limited. If you decide you need a screenshot at the time that a student's working, don't forget that you can go into their session and then you can actually do a screenshot right here. So if you need a in-the-moment screenshot, you can do that at any time. The other report is the student journey report. And this report is much more comprehensive. It almost gives you too much information. So let's show you what that looks like. If I was to select a student, let's pick this student. I can also pick a date range. This one looks a little bit differently, but functions similar. So they've got these little presets here, and then you can also do a custom range. So let's do the same range here and apply that. You can even get real specific. So if you wanted to look at, I just want to look at today between this time and this time, you can do that as well. So you got all these options here. You do apply. If you include the last hour of activity, it's going to let you know that that could take longer to process. So just be aware of that. You can put a comment on the document that's created, and that's what it's doing. When you do export, it's going to create a PDF and it's going to send it to your email address. So let's go ahead and do that and see what that looks like. And since we picked a good week of activity, this may take a minute. And the difference here is this is pulling anything the student has done throughout the week, regardless of whether or not they were in an active Classwize session. So this is getting everything that the student has done. Doesn't matter what class they're in or anything. So you can see that finished. If I go to my email, then I'm going to see this report. I'm going to just archive it now so it doesn't interrupt this teacher and what they're doing, but let's go to their archive stuff. And so this is what the report will look like. You'll get this message from LineWise, and you'll get this attached report. So I'm going to open that up. Here's that comment that I put in. And this is really good if you need to get documentation for parents or anything like that. That's one thing this would be useful for. So before I even look at what's here, you'll notice that this week report has 22 pages in it, so a lot of information here. And you'll notice that it'll take you through all the times that the student was on, every single page they went to. But the trick on this is some of the things may not be sites they actually went to. So for instance, this one here, this looks like it's probably a back-end site that was accessed going to another site, which means they weren't directly trying to access this, but it still shows up. So let's look at a couple of those here. This one here is not a site that this student went to, but for some reason it may have been generated by something else they did. You can also see what they're searching for. So this student is looking for bypass codes. You can see that there. And again, you can see that this was blocked. It allowed that search, but then what happened after that search got blocked, it looks like. Again, this is not a site that they went to, but it must have been part of this site here, which has lots of ads on it. So you just have to kind of sift through this and look through and see what's good information and what stuff you can ignore. Again, blocked ones. Here's another search item that they put in. Let's see if there's anything else here. See, they went to Cole Mass site, and this was currently allowed for that teacher. Looks like they tried to go to LinkedIn. That was blocked for the student. So again, gives you a lot of information. Here's a screenshot of something that they gave in their notes to show some of the differences you can see. So you can get some flagged items, especially if it's hate speech or suicidal or something of that nature. I'm not positive if we need to set that up on the back end, but I believe that's automatic, regardless of what we do. But again, categories, what they did, you saw that there's the search terms, you'll see that. So a much more comprehensive report, but you do have to kind of weed through it a little bit. So those are the two different reports that are available inside of Classwize.